Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing today? How are we doing? Hello, hello, hello. Are we doing good? Yes, no, maybe, sort of, kind of. I know y'all can hear me because I can see my little bar on my microphone working. Man, I need to get my sleep schedule fixed. This is getting ridiculous. You know, I try. Like, every day that I know I'm going to stream the next day, I'm like, okay, I'm going to stream at 11, 1 o'clock at the latest. And then my ass don't wake up until about 12, 12:30, and it's usually Pumpkin waking me up because she wants lunch. And she disguises waking me up as in, oh, mommy, I want to cuddle. No, it's because she wants food. It isn't because she loves me. She wants food. Why don't you sleep right now? I'd rather be sleeping right now, to be honest. But I gotta fix the sleep schedule. Bro, I gotta fix the sleep schedule. This is getting bad. Again, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to be productive because I'm working on a side project. A super secret side project that I actually need to expand my day so I can start working on it and start, like, figuring out how to do it and have it ready to go so when I launch it, it goes. Meaden says, Pumpkin, gonna check her pulse to see if I got a buffet today. True. She only cares about food. Hey, Gaming Witch. I hope everything works out. You working on the candles. What's up, Yamato? I saw somebody ask about the Fousey tube. I may or may not go over that. And I'm going to tell you why I may not. I'm not saying I'm not going to, but I'll explain why I may not go over the Fousey tube stuff. I'm kind of over FouseyTube. I'm over it. I understand there are mental health issues there, but it's getting to the point that what can I do? I can't do anything. And I agree with Keem in his tweet that everybody around him is not helping him either. And it seems like they've never helped him. You know? It's starting to be a biannual thing with him. And I'm kind of getting over it. Yeah, it's looping at this point. Exactly, Leah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Mater. Exactly. Man needs help, not an audience. Yes. He literally needs to unplug from the internet. Literally. It's not healthy. And Nick put out an interesting tweet about it. If you notice, a lot of these IRL streamers, they push themselves to an extreme. And because think about it, to keep your audience, you have to do crazier and crazier shit. Well, where does the line get drawn? And they'll do like 36 hours straight, 24 hours straight, you know. I think there's something to be said. Like, there's nothing wrong with IRL streaming as a, you know, as entertainment. I don't find anything wrong with IRL streaming as entertainment, but I feel like it's in the Wild West stage right now. And I think a lot of people are doing a lot of dangerous things. Like, look at Jack Dougherty when he goes out to, like, a mall or something like that, and he picks fights with people, and then all of a sudden his bodyguard is fighting somebody because he's a little shit. Which, by the way, there is a video about him that I cannot wait to watch. We are going to watch that about him. But yeah, I don't know, man. IRL streamers are a breed that I just, ugh. Now, I will say, and I can't believe I'm saying this about him because I do not like him at all. Ice Poseidon, I think that was a good idea he did with, like, the Hunger Games, although it was chaotic as hell. But stuff like that, I can see. Or even, like, what Lolcow Live did, which was actually I'm going to be honest, I was actually entertained. What Lolcow Live did with Bugs, oh my god, with Wings and Boogie, had them camping. That was actually entertaining. You know? Yeah, people have gotten hurt, Caramilk. People have definitely gotten hurt. So, I don't know, man. Some of this streaming, like, I don't think they should be allowed to do the Omegle-esque, because I know it's not Omegle anymore. But the other sites that are like how Omegle was, I don't think they should be allowed to stream that. Because those people don't know that they're being streamed. You know? I think that should be a no-no. So, I don't know. I think FouseyTube needs people around him who actually give a fuck about him and not just a paycheck. And unfortunately, I don't think he has that. So, I don't know if I'm going to cover it. Because I'm kind of over the FouseyTube has gone crazy and going to a mental hospital shtick. You know what I'm saying? Oh, all right. We're gonna watch this video. Oh my God! F off.
Harvey Weinstein. Jeffrey.
Shut up, Jaguar, because you are not the one I was trying to hit. Okay. Now, I don't know what Asmongold is saying in this. I have not watched this at all. So, I'm kind of interested. FouseyTube needs to spend 24 hours with Colossal, but I honestly think Fousey would end up ending Colossal for content. No, the whole point meeting is he needs to get off the internet. I don't think being in front of a camera is mentally good for FouseyTube. Honestly. And I think part of the problem is he acts out in front of a camera, people cover it, and he thinks he's famous. Maybe if we all, and I'm not saying people have to do this, nor am I shaming anybody who covers the story. Don't get me wrong. But my line of thinking is, if we all ignore FouseyTube, maybe he'll stop. Because maybe then he'll know that nobody gives a fuck anymore and he needs to worry about himself. Because obviously what he's doing is not working. E. Martinez says, how else is he supposed to make money? Investments, etc., etc. He's got money. He's got money. What, you expect him to off himself from constantly losing his brain every time he goes live? Is that the better choice? Yeah, it's one of those situations where that's why I don't even know if I want to cover it. Because Meaden makes a good point. Then he'll just do more and more insane content to get attention. He's a show pony. He is a show pony. He's nothing more than a show pony. I just think the lad is a lost cause. I agree with you, Meaden. I agree with you. And I don't know if I want to cover that. And you think, as a content creator, I would be content brain to cover it? Because you're literally watching in real time the downfall of somebody. But I'm just over it with FouseyTube. It's the same thing over and over again. It's the same shit over and over again. It's like, oh my God, Fousey, shut up. Yeah, I definitely think he's on his way to become a lolcow. I agree. I absolutely agree. Oh, wait. Let me check something real quick. Okay. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you're ready to get started. Hell yeah. I mean, he could get a real job. That could be a thing, but he's also, Fousey's like in his, isn't Fousey like in his early 30s now? You know what I think Fousey would be best at? I think Fousey would be best at in the background of, like a management company or something. Fousey's not 46. He's 34. Thank you, Nuke. I knew I could trust Nuke for the truth. Thank you, Nuke, for the truth. Meaden had it off by 12 years. Okay, so at 34, I know Nuclear Winter Meaden. Nice try. I know Fousey's not older than Keemstar. I think Fousey probably would be best. Like investing like in a management company or something like he did with Happy Punch Boxing, which by the way, he still has shares of. He still gets money from Happy Punch. But I think he would be best doing something like that in the background and stop getting in front of the camera. Because I think when he gets in front of the camera, that's when he loops and starts doing his stupid shit again. you know? So, that's just my thoughts on it. Okay, yeah, let's keep it purple. Alright.
Hey guys, it's me, and today I want to answer a question that a lot of people have been asking me my whole life, and more importantly, they've been asking me a lot recently, especially online. And that question comes in many forms, but it always distilled down to the same thing, which is, in one form or another, why are you like this? Whether it's the dead rat alarm clock, the barbecue puke shower curtain, dead animals in the house, or any other one of the stories that are just an indicator of me living like a complete fucking animal.
You know, in one way, I'm kind of impressed that he's doing this video. In another way, I'm thinking to myself, why would you get in front of a camera and admit this? But then again, everybody already knows. You know? Bruh. Oh my God.
People always wonder, why would a person live like this? Why would a person be like this? Why am I like this? And I think that honestly, you know, there's a lot of answers for this. I really don't want to make this like a super long video. So hopefully I can distill it down to some main points and not really go off on too many tangents, although I think that I probably will, because there's a lot of like history with it and everything like that. And so basically the first thing you need to know about me is that I actually, if you can believe this, I know this might sound shocking, is that I actually have not always been like this. This is a relatively new thing for me. And
I don't know at this point you could say new, but you can definitely say you haven't always lived like that. I just don't get it, dude. Like, okay, I get, and again, I don't know what he's going to say, but I can see, like, getting in a depressive mood and not wanting to clean and stuff like that, and just not, and you just stop giving a shit, all right? I get that. I absolutely get that. And sometimes when you get into that loop of not giving a shit, it just goes on and on and on. And not giving a shit for a week turns into months, turns into years. All right? I get that. People do get in those states. All right? And something triggered them to get in that state. I 100% get that. But here's the sad part. Bro, you have enough money to buy a maid service. Like, you can literally hire someone to live in that house and constantly keep it clean. And keep your shit to, like, just your streaming room or something. You know what I mean? He literally has the money to hire a maid. Yeah, exactly. Gaming Witch, exactly. At least I can respect XQC to have his shit clean because he hired maids. Exactly. Oh my God. Holy crap. Okay.
And I think that it really kind of started a lot when, I would say in high school, and then later on it kind of entered phase 2, and that was probably somewhere around 21 or 23, somewhere around there in those age groups, and that's whenever, you know, the degeneracy really kind of went, you know, it ratcheted up to the next level. I leveled up, new expansion release, DLC, etc., right? And so this happened then, because as a kid, I was actually very much like a very conscientious kid, in the way that I basically didn't really want to be perceived in a negative way. I wanted to be seen as a good person, etc. And I've always had a big problem with being able to like relate to other people because I think that I'm just a little bit off, right? I wouldn't say that I don't have a moral compass, but
I can tell you now, 95% of us that are content creators are a bit off. We're a bit off one way or the other. We're either a bit off to the point where the audience can see where we're off, or we do such a good job masking it to our audience that we're a bit off behind the scenes. Leah, we know you're crazy, honey. We see your tweets, okay? We see your tweets, Leah. You being crazy isn't a secret. Okay? we see you, girl. No, but seriously though, I think anybody it's almost like, okay, it's like that old it's not an old saying, it's like an open secret, basically. Like how comedians, people who go out there in the world and make other people happy, are usually the saddest individuals in real life. Not when they're on that stage where they're making people laugh, they're engaging with people, people love their comedy. But when they're off that stage, they're usually some of the saddest people on the earth. You know? We've seen that how many times with comedians? You know? So I think there's something to be said with content creators also. You know? We're not like the perfect human beings that people think we are, which, I mean, everybody knows I'm not perfect. I tell you all the time I'm not perfect. But we're not, like, do those really happy content creators? You can't tell me they're happy like that all the time. It's an act in front of the camera. Has to be. Has to be. You know? Sleek, I already said all that. You're late. You're late, Sleek.
I would say that my moral compass doesn't point north. And this has been a problem in a lot of cases in my life, whether it's with relationships or friendships or anything in between. I've had a lot of problems because of that. And in the process of this, I've learned a lot of things about myself. And the main thing is that my take and my view on moral issues is not really what I would say a normal person thinks. And this has caused me a lot of problems. And especially like as a young kid, being able to like interact and fit in with people, it's a weird dichotomy because the truth is I actually always did have a lot of friends, and I never had problems making friends, but at the same time I always felt like I was very different from a lot of other people because of the way that I felt. I used to have, for a comparison, just a point of reference I guess you could say, I used to have my mom read me all of the different like sins in the Bible and everything because I understood, even as a little kid, I'm like, there's something wrong with you, you better learn this so that way there aren't any problems in the future. And so I would
he's always been, oh God, I want to say OCD-ish. It's almost like an OCD thing. But it's not, oh God, what's the word I'm trying to find? What's the word that I'm trying to use? Like, I'm not diagnosing him at all. But it's almost like, no, E. Martinez, I'm not trying to say sociopath. Sociopath has nothing to do whether he cleans his house or not. Weird collar guy, I don't even know what that word means. And don't give me the definition. I don't need the definition. Obsessive! Yeah. It seems like he's obsessive because why else would you want your mom to read you the 7 deadly sins so you know not what to do? You know?
Have her read all these to me. That way I would understand how to behave, right? Because it just never came naturally to me. Things that come naturally to other people were not natural and are not natural. It's not like things have changed. If anything, they've probably gotten worse as I've gotten older. And so I've always had a big problem being able to understand like where, how you should act, how you should treat people, what you should do, how you should say things, etc. So almost everything that I do is a learned performance rather than an innate social, instinct, if that makes sense. And hopefully the performance is good. I consider myself kind of a good actor, at least, right? But
okay, this has me worried. I'm sorry. This kind of has me worried what he's saying right now. Maxaroni, because I made it that way. You see here? Oh, wait, you can't see it. Hold on. Watch this. You can click it. You can click it. You can hit options. And you can do different fonts. Blam, blam, blam. And then you can do different colors. Blam, blam, blam. And then I can also do the background black. Hold on. And I can change this to like 100%. You see that? Isn't that cool? It's dope, right? That's how you do that. So there you go. There's the answer to your question. And now I have to, there we go. Put that back over here. All right. Well, see, and that's what we do here at Xylie Gets Real. We educate the masses, all right? I just taught y'all how to change everything about your captions. He's describing something, Mater. I mean, maybe E. Martinez had a point. I don't know.
But of course, there are going to be cracks and outtakes as well. And so those are usually in the form of the Twitter clips with 100,000 likes. And so anyway, as a kid, I was always treated this way. And, people thought that I was a little bit off, a little bit weird. Like one time, like for example, there was a kid that I was like playing baseball with him, and he was annoying me, making me mad. And so I hit the ball, and I hit it with the explicit intention of hitting him in the face with the ball. And I did. And so...
Okay, I mean, that's fair. Been there, done that. You know, that doesn't make you a bad person. Sliggins, thank you for being a member for 6 months. I appreciate it. Sliggins, I haven't talked to you in forever. I thought you forgot about me. Sliggins used to be one of my adopted kids. First player tokens, thank you for being a member for 5 months.
I remember there was blood all over the kid's face. He like broke his tooth and everything, and everybody was standing around like what the fuck? Like what? This is like terrible. And I remember walking up. This was like the best day of my fucking life. This happened, and I was so happy. And I could see that other people were made very uncomfortable around this. And that's whenever I started trying to like really kind of mask my emotions and how I felt about things, because it was very evident to me that I was not really normal. And this has been again a huge problem my whole life. But that was pretty much the first, at least the time that I can remember in my mind, the first time that I can remember that and see that wow. This didn't go over the way that I thought it would go over, because I was so happy and nobody else is happy and they think I'm like a bad person. But it's like, from my perspective, that's not how I saw it. And, from my perspective, rip bozo. So this is a big problem. And this happens in middle school as well. I cared a lot about like how I looked, how I dressed, etc. in middle school. I mean, really, who doesn't? And, I really...
Has he ever been on medication for this? Is there medication for this? Or therapy? Or whatever? Because I feel like that's not normal. So he's describing not having any empathy? It sounds like it. He refuses to do drugs or medications. Okay.
Tried to like take myself seriously, and I tried to have a good impression, etc., do the right things, say the right things, wear the right things, be the right kind of person. And going into high school, I kind of got there was a weird thing where like I ended up going to like one high school that I didn't want to go to, and then I ended up going to another high school after that, after I told my parents that if they didn't change me over, I would kill myself and fail every single class. Which
okay, honestly, let's be for real, that kind of sounds like something a teenager would do to get their way. Okay, I had moments like that. Okay, Killjoy. Not gonna lie, that's about the same reason why I don't drink water. I can't stand water. I force myself to do it every now and then, but I can't stand it. Even to the point where I have to do the water supplement thingies that you have to put in the water to drink it. That's what I do. I've never liked water. Except for when it was a hot summer day and I needed something to drink and there was the water hose in the front yard. I have to admit that. So I can't get on him about that or I would be a hypocrite.
to be halfway, I was halfway followed through with that, because my first semester in that high school, I had a GPA of a .08. It was actually impressive. It was hard to do. I had to go out of my way for this. And so then I ended up...
How the fuck do you get a GPA of .0? How? Oh my god! Oh...
getting transferred over, and I went to the school where my friends were. And I think that, like, the high school that I had originally gone to was a much more superficial, much more, like, you know, like a higher class high school, because my dad wanted me to go there because, you know, like, he wanted me to go to school to get an education. Imagine that. I wanted to go to school to hang out with my friends, so there was a bit of a disconnect there. And so I go over to the other school, and I realized that I need to stop caring about what people think about me, because I saw the people that were in that other school, and I realized that's not the kind of person that I wanted to be, because they were the more extreme version of the person that I was trying to be. And at that point, I realized that I didn't really want to be like other people, and I had to develop, I guess, my own identity. And this was at, like, I would say 14 or 15, and that happened, and that continued all the way through high school. And, you know, I was always like you know, I never really had a girlfriend, right, in high school or anything like that. Maybe, you know, I talked to a girl, but not really, okay? And so I was never really treated very well by you know, a lot of girls or anything like that. And big surprise, imagine that. And so anyway, this happened, and, you know, I kind of got used to this, and it was normal. So I would try to improve myself and, you know, like, make myself look better and try to do this, and it would just be met with the same outcome, which was a massive failure. Big surprise. You know, being a level 60 warrior isn't as attractive to women as it is to other 16-year-old guys. And
he kind of... like, I'm kind of worried for him. I'm actually worried for him. The way he's describing it, it makes me worried for him. Like, am I crazy? Am I crazy to be worried for him? Am I, like, overreacting? Maybe I'm getting too old for this shit. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just getting too old with this shit, and you get too many feelings and stuff. Like, I can't laugh at this. Like, I mean, yeah, he's rich. He'll be fine. But, I mean, bruh. The hell?
And so anyway, I had this happen, and, you know, I eventually kind of got to the point where I was more comfortable with that, and I stopped really caring as much about what, you know, like, people would think about me, and, you know, in general, just, like, people's perception of me. And this kind of got worse as time goes on, and I think that I spent, like, my teenage years primarily trying to disconnect myself and trying to remove myself from the obligation to be a certain kind of person to the public, and just to society in general. I viewed society as, you know, I never chose to be here. This was not up for discussion. I just spawned in here, and so it's like I have to follow these rules, I have to do all these things, I have to be this kind of a person. And then, you know, when I was like 17, 18, 19, I asked myself, well, why am I doing this? And so I stopped doing all of that stuff, and I've done many degenerate things, none of which I regret. Nothing at all in my life that I've ever regretted at all. But you know, I would do things that a lot of people would consider to be very improper. Let's just say that. And so I never really viewed myself, I never really viewed it as like a good or a bad thing. I just, you know, simply existed.
I've got to see this. Hold on. Hold on. Ability equals ability to approve everything. I saw your Austin the other day picking your nose. Whatever. Best video yet. Yes, ADHD, compulsive OCD, and some klepto issues by the random older things behind you. Talking to behaviorists would probably improve your everyday life over time. If you can talk to a camera, you can talk to someone in person. That's not necessarily true. This right here, that's not necessarily true. It can be crippling to people to talk to someone in person. This person says, hey guys, I'm a sociopath. Someone says, elaborate way to say you played too much WoW. You sound like you need Jesus or Buddha or just some spiritual nourishment. No, stop. Okay. I wanted to see what his comment section looked like.
Existed, and I did what I would do, and that was it. And at that point, I pretty much had completely disconnected myself from the perception of other people. And this is
okay. You know, y'all are saying autism, and I'm gonna be honest. I didn't want to say that out loud, but it kind of seems like especially when he was talking about like learning the behaviors of other people and like recreating their behaviors, it kind of sounds like that. It kind of sounds like that, because I've heard people with autism kind of describe that's how you learn social behaviors, by the people around you. You know? So, yeah, no, it did kind of sound like that, but I didn't know if it would sound like I was being shitty or not by saying that, to be honest. Nah, he grew up super privileged. If he was autistic, he would have gotten the diagnosis. I don't know. Was his parents the type to send people to doctors? I don't know. They could have missed it, too. I mean, it's not uncommon for doctors to miss things. I mean, think about it. Look how many years it took them to acknowledge that women can have autism. Do you know how many years, how many decades women were misdiagnosed with something else when it was actually autism? Because they actually believed that women couldn't be autistic. Literally. Do you know how many women were put into the ADHD category because they didn't realize that women could be autistic? Or they were told they were clinically depressed, or it was bipolar or some other shit, but it was boiled down to they were autistic? Because they actually believed women couldn't be it. So, Sarman, that has nothing to do with what I just said. So,
just at the same time, like growing up, my mom was, I think there was maybe 2 years or so where she made above the poverty level in terms of income. And so we basically barely skated by most of the time.
Oh, wait, what?
This was at the same time, like growing up, my mom was, I think there was maybe 2 years or so where she made above the poverty level in terms of income.
Okay, whoever said that he grew up privileged, I don't think he did. Not with the way he just described it. That's not growing up privileged. He said he thinks there was 2 years that she made it out off the poverty line. That's not privileged. That is not privileged.
The perception of other people. And this was at the same time, like growing up, my mom was, I think there was maybe 2 years or so where she made above the poverty level in terms of income. And so we basically barely skated by most of the time. And primarily the reason for that, honestly, is because my dad always paid child support, etc., at least until I was 18. And, all that time, she was able to skate by with that. And
young black economist, it sounds like he did not grow up in a privileged household. They didn't have much money. So, it is possible that she could have just not had the money to get him tested. Because testing is not free. You know? Testing is not free. And even if you have insurance, you're still going to shell out a lot of money. You're still going to give out a lot of money to just get that diagnosis for autism. So,
pretty much survive. After high school was over, then obviously that stopped, and then she wasn't able to support herself, so I was having to figure out ways to make money.
School systems are supposed to do some testing. Are we going to Are we really going to put the trust in the school systems to tell us whether our children are ADHD or autist and stuff like that when they can't even teach proper history or proper math? I mean, with our school system and the stuff like that, when we're below a bunch of other countries in our education system, we're actually supposed to take their word on diagnosing our children. You know? They misdiagnose all the time. Do you know that kids are overdiagnosed with ADHD because of that shit? Just because the kid is bored in the class and talking, oh, they have to be ADHD. They're not listening. No, it's because the kid is bored. Just because a kid is bored, it doesn't mean they have ADHD. You know?
Money and tried to piece together money. She would borrow money sometimes from my dad, and it was in general a very, very negative situation. And so we never really had any money. This was a time where I was pretty much ironically at the peak of my degeneracy. I was probably one of the highest rated warriors in WoW at the time. It was great, but not necessarily in real life. And so at this point, I'd pretty much completely disconnected myself from the way that people saw me, and I stopped caring about the way that people saw me because I pretty much gave up on being like a normal person. I gave up on being accepted by the public. I gave up on living a normal life or, having a family or anything like that. I just felt like I just was not capable of that based off of my experiences that I had. And
okay, I've known people like him. And I almost got sucked into it too at one point. I've known people like him. I have always played MMOs, all right? But I've gone through different MMOs in my life, all right? Different types of MMOs, stuff like that. And I've known people that their standing in the MMO was their life. That was their life. They completely disconnected from the real world, and their character was them. To the point that if you met them IRL or you talked to them in an IRL situation, they wanted you to call them by their name they went by on that game. I've known people like that. I've known people like that, where they get so wrapped up in their game that it literally becomes them. That is them. And yes, Lady J, yes, it's usually because their real life sucks. Yes. So that's exactly it, Lady J. Because the only happiness they are finding in this world is in that game. So they get sucked up by it. And I almost did the same thing when I was playing PSU. I had just left that really bad relationship I was in for 6 years. And I hated the world. I hated the world and everybody on it. And the only happiness I had in my life was that game. Honestly. I've made lifelong friends out of it, though. I still talk to them to this day. But yeah, no, it's easy to get sucked into, especially when you're coming out of a bad situation or your life just sucks. No, PSU, Fantasy Star Universe. So
I had many other ones too. Like I stabbed somebody and a few other things too. I probably wouldn't even say because they would too drastically alter people's perception of me. But either way, a lot of these instances where I kind of was like, okay, this is bad. Maybe it's better that I'm quarantined in my house. And so anyway, I did this a lot. And my mom and I, it was really just kind of the two of us. My dad was there. He was supportive, and he always has been supportive. But other than that, I do have family, but none of them live in the state of Texas. And so any trouble.
Wait. Did he just say he stabbed someone? No, he didn't. Hold on.
Stabbed somebody and a few other things too. I probably wouldn't even say like that.
Wait.
I just felt like I just was not capable of that based off of my experiences that I had. And I had many other ones too. Like I stabbed somebody and a few other things too. I probably...
How do you just fly by that? Yeah, and I stabbed somebody. You know, just, yeah, I stabbed somebody. You know, let's keep going. You know, no story, no backstory. You know, just, I stabbed somebody. It was with a fork as a kid. Oh.
Probably wouldn't even say, because they would too drastically alter people's perception of me. But either way, you know, a lot of these instances where I kind of was like, okay, this is bad. Maybe it's better that I'm, you know, quarantined in my house. And so anyway, I did this a lot, and my mom and I, like, it was really just kind of the two of us. My dad was there, he was supportive, and he always has been supportive. But other than that, I do have family, but none of them live in the state of Texas. And so any trouble, any problems, anything like that, it was pretty much entirely on me to resolve this issue. And so take care of my mom, pay for things, anything like that, it was always on me. And her health started deteriorating at about the same time. This is big surprise. You smoke since you're 16. You spend your entire time smoking cigarettes, watching Ancient Aliens, and fucking around on the internet playing WoW, and you're overweight massively like she was. This isn't good for your health, especially when you're getting into your 60s, which she was at that time, because she had me when she was like 39 and a half or 40 or something. And so
oh, so his mom was a WoW player too. Oh.
Your entire time smoking cigarettes, watching Ancient Aliens, and fucking around on the internet playing WoW, and you're overweight massively like she was. This isn't good for your health, especially.
Oh. Bro. I don't know if he knows this, but that sentence actually explains a lot. that actually explains a lot.
When you're getting into your 60s, which she was at that time, because she had me when she was like 39 and a half or 40 or something. And so at this point, you know, her health was deteriorating, and I remember like she had like a number of instances where like I would like wake up and I hear her like screaming because she would like I don't even really know what the fuck was wrong with her. I don't know, it was like a weird thing where like she couldn't see out of her eye, and then she had like some kind of like, I think like a bleed in her eye.
Oh.
And then
oh my
she
God.
had, like, I think it wasn't really a heart attack, it was like some sort of like variation of that. And I remember like her like begging me not to call the ambulance, and this is just like, and this is at the same time that
yeah, because it's probably because of how expensive it is for an ambulance, most likely because of the expenses of an ambulance. Listen, I already done told my husband, don't call an ambulance if I fall out. Pick my ass up, put me in the truck, and then take me to the emergency room, okay? Way too much money.
You know, the house is fucking, you know, we can barely pay for the house. We're worried about getting evicted from the house. We have no AC. Or no, we did have AC. We didn't have heat. And so, you know, I would go to sleep and like the house would be so cold because I would just give her the heater. And I always viewed it as like, you know, oh, I'm sleeping out on Mount Everest, right? It's like, you know, I'm cosplaying as Bear Grylls. And I remember like my glass of water in my room, they would have like ice crystals on the edge of it, right? Because of how fucking cold it was.
Oh my God, this is so fucking sad. This is sad, but it literally explains everything. Oh my God, it's almost, okay, oh God, I'm gonna sound so fucking rude. Saying this, but no, I'm not trying to be rude, okay? Alright? I'm preemptively saying I'm not trying to be rude, but it's almost like he didn't have a chance. Literally, it almost sounds like he didn't have a chance. Brian for 5. I had a teacher try to force me to be a righty instead of adapting her teaching to me being left-handed. Yeah, they used to do that all the time, Brian. Yep. I don't think they're supposed to do that anymore, but they used to do that all the time.
And so I did that really for like 2 years, and so we had like basically like zero money. And so this happened, and pretty much like her health would deteriorate more and more and more to the point where she couldn't drive, she couldn't do X, she couldn't do Y, she couldn't get a job anymore. And then it relied on me more and more to completely support her in like pretty much all ways. And so, and I remember she would like beg, like she was like on the ground like crying, begging me not to call an ambulance. And so this was very upsetting for me, by the way. Like I got to the point where like at this time period, I would wake up like every 2 hours or so with like a weird thing where I would hear her screaming my name. And this went on for maybe like 6 months to a year. And also I want to say that like all of this stuff and everything about it, I don't really like, everybody in life has problems. And I hope that by sharing my problems, people can kind of see where I'm coming from as a person. I don't really care about sympathy. I don't care about people feeling bad for me. I don't really give a fuck. It doesn't matter to me. So I hope that nobody thinks that this is coming off as any form of a, like sympathy play. I've had things bad happen in my life. I think that in many cases they've been my fault. I've deserved them. But this is just what's happened. And so
I don't know, dude. What you're describing, it kind of doesn't sound like it was your fault. I mean, I don't look at it like it was your fault. I can't. Like, oh my God. JFA, shut up.
Anyway, and
Lady J for $6.99. I highly recommend the video he made after his mom passed. I cried. Nope, I'm good. But I appreciate it. I'm good. I don't need to watch that.
And every action and every outcome in my life leading up to now has led me to the position that I am right now. And I think that in a lot of cases, I'm happy with how I am. And you can't just go back and edit out all the bad parts and expect to be in the good part. And so at the same time this was happening, like a lot of my friends were obviously going through college, finishing college, having girlfriends, like moving in and everything. And I was worried about, number one, my mom dying. Number two, being homeless. And number three, at that point, I had always assumed that I would kill myself after high school. Like, that was my plan. And,
wait, what?
Wrath of the Lich King.
Wait, what? Huh?
I had always assumed that I would kill myself after high school. Like, that was my plan. And, Wrath of the Lich King came out, and I just got distracted. I forgot. And
so WoW saved his life. WoW saved his life, literally. Yeah, he's like one of those guys that the MMO, the video game, is literally his life, and that's, yeah.
And so I ended up not doing that. And because of that, I never brushed my teeth in high school. Never really gave a fuck about it. Never cared. And this caused, guess what that causes? It causes your teeth to rot out. And so a lot of my teeth had to be, I had to get fillings and everything as a teenager. And my dad paid for a lot of it, which he was very, very unhappy about. And so these fillings would come out. This is what happens with fillings or anything like that. And they did come out. And then, of course, my teeth deteriorated naturally because I love soda. I love drinking soda. I've got a soda right over there. Went to McDonald's earlier today. Really, really like soda. Like it so much that right now I only have 5 real teeth left in my whole mouth. And I think you start with like 32, which is kind of crazy to think. And so anyway, this happened, and all my teeth were starting to rot out. I was not able to eat with one side of my mouth. I would have these toothaches that would get so bad that I would pass out from the pain. And I eventually had to go to like the, basically, if you're like, the people that really get fucked by medical bills are the people that are in the middle of like, economically. Because if you're broke, like they'll do shit for you for like $10. If they can get anything, they'll do it. And so I had a program like that. And so they would have to pull out my teeth kind of regularly. And that's how I lost. I have no back teeth at all.
Actually, he's not wrong. The people in the middle, honestly, are the ones who get screwed over by medical bills. The absolute worst. That is very true. The people in the middle are one bad medical bill away from losing everything. That is the God's honest truth. It's sad. It's very sad.
That's why, if you look at my jawline, it's very different than if you look at it from like, high school or like by the age of like 19 or 20. It's completely changed because I've lost all of my teeth and my jaw bone is pretty much rotted out. And so, which, as far as I know, is unfixable, at least in the way that I have this problem. There's a separate problem that is fixable. I don't have that one. I talked to a dentist about it. So it's basically like irreversibly fucked. And
very true, Ansan. True, and the middle varies from state to state. Sure does. Yes, ma'am. Because the middle here in Virginia is different than the middle in Alabama, or the middle in California, or the middle in New York. It depends from state to state what the middle is. Top 1% also depends on state to state, because the top 1% to make it in the top 1% in like Alabama wouldn't even touch to being the top 1% in New York or in California. It all depends state to state. That's very true. Thank God for NHS in Scotland. What's up, Draconian? Thank you for being a member for 16 months.
So anyway, this happened, and it was not a great time. My teeth were rotting out, etc. And at that point, I had to completely, like, pretty much give up the notion and give up the dream of ever being a normal person. At that point, I could feel myself no longer being the same as anybody else, right? And I actually, for a while, I really hated it, but then I got used to it, and then I embraced it, and I think that's where I am now. So I would say, like, that was from, like, ages, like, I would say, 13 to, I don't know, like 21, somewhere around there, right? Then after that, I started doing other stuff. I was playing WoW, I was making videos, I was doing other random things, right? And my mom's, like, health pretty much would always get worse, and that's just, that's just the way it is when you get older, right? And so I would have to do my best to, like, take care of her, and worked at the IRS for a while, tried to work at Sam's Club, didn't really go very well.
Wait, he worked at the IRS? I didn't know that. Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I didn't know he worked for the IRS.
But overall, I, tried to go back to college. I do have a college degree, if you can imagine that. But learned more from business from WoW than I did from business school. And so then I spent that time, and then this was all the time, like, me not knowing if she would, every day I would wake up and, like, hear that voice in my mind, and, like, it was really, really bad. And this is just something I would do all the time. And I try to always make the best out of things. I try to just, not think about it. But, looking back on it, things were very, very bad. And so anyway, fast forward a little bit later, and that's whenever I was, like, going back to college. I thought that I would just, basically have a shitty job, play video games for my whole life, and then die, right? And then I got a shitty job, and I realized the shitty job is actually a lot more shitty than I thought it would be. So then I remember it was probably, like, one of the best things that ever happened to me, is that I took this job at Sam's Club, and I hated it so much, it actually encouraged me to make myself a better person, if you can imagine that.
I have to admit, Sam's Club is not one of the greatest places to work. It's really not.
And so I signed up to go back to university and finish another degree that I was working on so I could go to law school. Actually, I wanted to be a lawyer, basically because I had a friend in high school. We would always play Magic the Gathering, and I could see him. He would always manipulate the rules to come out ahead and win different, like, arguments in Magic the Gathering. And I was like, I bet lawyers do that in real life. I should do that myself. And so that was always my motivation. And anyway, I did that. And then, a number of other things, random things that are not, I would say, like, YouTube or public safe that I did. And then after that, I started doing YouTube. And then I started doing YouTube, and I focused on that. And I would put videos out of the way that I lived, etc. And people would always find it to be very funny or, like, weird. And everybody would, like, really, like, there were a lot of people, and this is true even now, people that, like, hate me for living the way that I do. And I think that really, people look at a person like me, and they see a person who has a number of things in their life that they wish they had, but I've done basically, if you look at it from, like, what do they tell you to do when you're growing up? I used every single thing to do as a checklist of what not to do, right?
Okay, now, for the people that hate him for the way he lives, it's not your life. Am I concerned for him for the way he lives? Absolutely, but I don't hate the guy. I'm not going to hate the guy for the way he lives. It's his house. It's his life. If he wants to live that disgusting life, go for it, I guess. I couldn't do it. But I'm not going to sit here and hate him. If he's not hurting anybody else, I'm not going to hate him. Now, if he's hurting other people, then there's a problem. I feel like there's a lot of factors of the way he grew up is the reason why the way he is. Listen, I'd rather hate on somebody who hurts children or hurts other human beings, someone who is abusive, people like that. I'd rather use my haterade for things like that than someone who lives like a slob. If they're not hurting anybody else in the process of it, it's on them. You know? I just don't feel pity for people with legal citizenship do anything to improve themselves. Yeah, but I will say this, Mad Mex. I will say this. I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, and I understand your line of thinking there. I do. But from what he has described so far, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if you were here because I don't think I saw you in the chat. But from what he's described so far, it's almost like I kind of feel like he didn't have a chance but to do that, because I think that's all he's ever known. Honestly. And I feel like he is undiagnosed with something. Yeah, you just popped in. Yeah, Mad Mex, he has described... It made a lot of sense when he started talking about how he grew up, and he talked about like how poor his family was, and he described his mother and stuff like that. It kind of makes sense. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of makes sense. It's not as black and white. Like, there's definitely something going on there, and I feel like he's undiagnosed with something. With what, I have no idea, because I'm not a doctor. You know, I am no one to diagnose somebody, but I feel like there's something there that he is not diagnosed with. You know, some kind of trauma, some kind of mental disability of some kind, something. I don't know what. You know, I feel like he does have a lot of anxiety. So, yeah, I don't know. There's something there that he has not been diagnosed with.
And so, I think that a lot of people could be a little bit, annoyed by that. And so I can...
Ahaska says he's definitely on the spectrum. That's coming from someone on the spectrum. Okay, I get that you're on the spectrum, but that does not mean that he is. Okay? Not everything is the spectrum. Sometimes you do things because of trauma and because of ongoing trauma. You can't just say somebody's on the spectrum because you don't know. It could be flat out just trauma doing this to him. You know? It could be just flat out trauma doing this to him. So I'm not going to diagnose and say he's on the spectrum. You know, I question if he is, just by the way he was describing how it was for him as a kid. I do question it, but it might be because of trauma. So...
see why, and etc. And it is disgusting, by the way. And so, missing half your teeth and, living in a dump with a dead rat alarm clock. You don't know if your mom's going to be alive that day. You've got no money. You have to support her. She's never going to be able to support herself. And things are just basically slowly getting worse and worse and worse. And I started doing YouTube, and things started doing a little bit better. I started doing streaming. Things were doing better then. I went to get my teeth fixed, because if you look at my old videos, a lot of my old videos, you'd notice that I smile. You know, when I smile, I cover my mouth when I smile. The reason for that is this isn't Saikuno, where I don't like my smile. Yeah, well, I don't like my smile. It's not because I think it's ugly. It's because I didn't have any fucking teeth. And I didn't want people to see that. And so that's why I would cover my mouth a lot whenever I first started streaming. And so this happened to me for a long time. I go to the dentist, and they tell me it's going to be like around $50,000 to get all my teeth fixed and everything taken care of.
50 grand? Oh, he got implants. I can tell you now, he got implants. 50 grand? He got implants. He didn't just get he didn't get uppers and lowers. He didn't get dentures. He got implants. 50 grand? That's implants. I can tell you right now, that's implants.
Then I thought, maybe, because it was the first time at that point where I kind of, like, it really hit me that I had, like, irreversibly and irreparably damaged my life in a way.
You can get implants if they can attach it to certain bones, like certain parts of the bones. If they can attach it to certain parts of the bones, you can. Because there's two types of implants. You have the implants that are tooth by tooth, where every single tooth is screwed into the jawline or into the jaw, or you can get the implants where it's the what do you call it? Like the dentures, but they're like snapped in. So there's two type of implants.
Way that I couldn't just immediately like undo, because like as a kid, you know, usually you make a mistake where it's like you scrape your knee and then, well, you put a bandage on and it gets better. But with this, it never was going to get better, and it's only going to get worse, and it certainly has, by the way. And so anyway, I did want to kill myself, but I decided instead of killing myself, I'd do something even worse. I'd start streaming. And I started streaming because
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that. He was like, instead of killing myself, I decided to do something worse. I decided to start streaming. I'm sorry, that made me laugh. I'm sorry. It's just the way he just nonchalant said that shit. I mean, true. True. He's not wrong.
Worse, and it certainly has, by the way. And so anyway, I did want to kill myself, but I decided instead of killing myself, I'd do something even worse. I'd start streaming. And I started streaming because I wasn't really making enough money, and everybody says, oh, well, I started streaming because, you know...
Actually, Mad Max, I disagree with you. I disagree with you. I think you're a coward if you do it. I'm going to be honest. I think you're a coward if you do. I think he actually showed more courage by actually streaming than not doing it. You know? Honestly.
You know, I like interacting with people. It's because I was lonely. Well, I started streaming for money. I needed some fucking money. And so that's what I did. And I was like, guys, we've got a donation goal of $100. And, you know, if we get $100, I'm going to go to Wendy's tomorrow. And I would always meme it up, you know, $1 equals one donut. And it's like, you know, I would make a bunch of money. And it was great. And things actually did go very well.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, I get that. All right, you memed. Guess what I do? What my chat starts calling me old, and then the donations roll in because they want to joke me about being old. That's what happens to me. Okay, that happened to me yesterday. Little jerks. Little fucking jerks in my chat. All of them. All of you. Every single one of you. Jerks. You think I forgot about yesterday? Oh no, I didn't forget about yesterday. I was just too busy sleeping to hide every one of you that you're able to talk in my chat today. Meeting's like, I'm not apologizing. It's okay, Meeting. You don't have to apologize. We have fun over here. I'm not super serious. Unless it's a super serious topic. Listen, if I'm ever super serious again, which I have a feeling an upcoming live stream may come up where I have to be serious, I will tell y'all from the very beginning I'm not playing this during this live stream. Believe me, I'll let y'all know. All right? Until then, laugh it up. I don't give a shit.
I streamed every single night. I was very dedicated. I tried to make things as entertaining as possible, and you know,
I know that's
I
right.
tried to do best.
I know that's right, Mad Max. I don't hate on old people. I'm becoming one. Yeah, it's different when you actually start to become one, huh? I can't wait to be a grand meme elder. I know that's right.
Single night, I was very dedicated. I tried to make things as entertaining as possible, and you know, I did what I tried to do best, right? And things kind of got better and they improved. This happened just at pretty much the same time. A lot of my friends were kind of evolving and going past, like college, like they were getting careers, getting married, having kids. And like now, I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking to myself, I'm pretty sure every single friend that I have is either married or has a kid. Which is kind of crazy, considering that I'm sitting here doing what I'm doing. But it is kind of weird. I'm 34 now, which is honestly a fucking shock. Like,
okay, who was the one that tried to say he was 46? He said he was 34. It came out of his mouth. And you tried to say Nuke lied to me? Don't you ever talk bad about my nuclear winter, okay? Nuke has been with me on my channel for a very long time, and I trust Nuke. Thank you very much. Don't ever talk bad about nuclear winter again.
Like, I can't believe it. I don't feel 34. I feel like I'm still 16. But I look in the mirror, I see my hairline, and I think to myself, oh my god, wait a minute.
And there's Meaden again. I'm not apologizing. That's literally Meaden. That literally should be your motto. Swear to God, that should be your motto. I'm not apologizing. That literally should be your motto. Oh, God. It's crazy.
Wait a minute, I think I'm actually 34. And if I'm really not sure, I talk to somebody who's 16, and then I realize, hold up, wait a minute, no, actually I am 34. Because there's no better way to realize that you're actually older until you talk to somebody who's actually younger.
True.
At least it is for me. So anyway, my stream was doing very well. My social life really, I pretty much stopped interacting with a lot of friends of mine because I focused pretty much just on streaming and on making this as much as possible. And also, I'm a very introverted person in a lot of ways. I like being alone. I don't like people talking to me a whole lot. I don't like phone calls. I don't like interacting with people. I don't like going out. If you guys might notice this, right? If it's, a mystery or secret. And so, a big surprise, that's how it was. And then.
It's amazing. It's amazing how life can change you. I used to be a social butterfly. I used to be the one that get the party popping. I would be the one that because I would be the DD when we would go out to bars, when I was finally going to bars legally. I would be the DD. All right. But I didn't mind because I knew how to have a good time, and I would get people, liven up and whatever. Right. And then you go through a bad experience and it just completely flips. Now I don't like to be in large crowds of people. I get uncomfortable when there's too many people in a room. It's weird. It's weird how life can change you. And different things that happen in your life can completely flip you from the person that you used to be. So.
I started streaming, my stream started doing better, and there was a degree of stress that created, but and in terms of my lifestyle and everything, living that way, I never really thought about it at that point. I never really worried too much about kind of how people would perceive me. I always viewed myself as this is just who I am, this is what I am, that's all there is to it. And I never really I still don't really take any criticism or any negativity to heart. I don't take it personally. I don't really care a whole lot. And so at the end of the day, it never really bothered me, and people thought it was funny. And so, I had these snack box, and there were maggots in the snack box, and I would eat the food with the maggots.
No! What? No! Why? No! Oh my God. Okay, we gotta hear that again. Okay. We can do this. We can do this, okay? I'm preemptively telling y'all, we can do this. All right? Mad Max, shut the fuck up. Listen, Xylie, it's protein. Shut up. Oh, God, no. Okay, we can do this.
At the end of the day, it never really bothered me, and people thought it was funny. And so, I had these snack box, and there were maggots in the snack box, and then I would eat this food with the maggots inside of the food. It was honey buns, which were really, really good. And to be honest, I didn't even really taste them. So
Oh, God. No, I really want to throw up right now. Hold on. Oh, God. My coffee almost came up. Olivia, you can't leave! Olivia, if I can't leave, you can't leave. Olivia, you are trapped here. Olivia, you have to stay. You are hereby kidnapped. I think we're past it. We're past it, Olivia. You have to stay here. Don't butt Xylie me. Xylie has to do this. You have to do this with me. You are hereby kidnapped, okay? You are not allowed to fucking leave. Exactly, Okami. Ride or die, damn it. You are hereby kidnapped. Actually, Olivia, if you gotta go, you can go. That's fine. I was playing. I'm not, I was just joking. Oh, God. Oh, no, I literally almost, bleh. Okay. All right, I think we're past it.
So it was pretty much the same thing. It didn't even bother me. And so, I had like taken at that point, my teeth had like totally rotten out. And so I had taken pliers to like break pieces of my teeth off, even, like if I wasn't able to speak during a stream, because like a point was like, poking my tongue, or like, playing a game or something like that, talking to people. And so I still have the pliers actually in my bathroom from all the way back then. And, so this had happened for quite a while. And, then I guess you could say, I started, like, I guess, like, the second phase of my life of, like, trying to remove myself from, like, caring about, being worried about the outcome of other people. It was always very scary for me to know that, like, my mom would die one day, right? This was extremely scary. This was, like, the one thing that I didn't want to have happen. And in 2021, it did happen. And so leading up to that was incredibly stressful.
Dude, I kind of understand why he is the way he is. I kind of get it. And I wish he would get help for it. Because he obviously needs help. That's so sad. That's sad, bro. That's sad.
She pretty much did everything that she possibly could. I love her, but she did every fucking thing that she could to make things as absolutely unpleasant as possible. Oh my God. And so, yes. It was very frustrating to deal with somebody like that. But, she was 70 at the time. And so it really, really, really hurt. And it's, like she was the main person in my life that I was like most connected to. And like, this is the person that I had like the deepest emotional connection with. And to just lose them. And it was kind of random, by the way. Like things got worse over time, but it was nothing like at the very end there. It just kind of went off a fucking cliff. And so this happened. And then at about the same time, a little bit after that, I also broke up with a long-term girlfriend at the time, and then at the same time, my dad got so fucking sick that we were like talking about writing his will, like, and he's still setting all that up because he doesn't know if this shit's gonna happen again, right? What's gonna be? And he's 77 too, so it's rough, right? It's bad, and he went through pneumonia 4 fucking times in a year.
Holy shit! Oh my God! I'm kind of surprised he's still here. Pneumonia for 4 times in a year? That's pretty bad.
And so, and he's still getting around, going to the store, etc. But I got to help him every once in a while too, right? And it is what it is. And so again, and we don't have any family around here. And so, if something goes wrong, if something's bad, there's one person who's responsible for that, and that's me. And so that's a lot of stress. It's a lot of pressure, right? And I had all 3 of these things happen to me within pretty much 1 year of each other, maybe 2 years with the thing with my dad. And so at that point, I began the second part of, I think that my abstraction of reality is that I've tried my best to remove myself from caring about other people as much as I can, and not caring about them in terms of being friendly. Of course I'm friendly with people, but being emotionally attached to having them in my life, being emotionally attached to the way that they feel about me and how they're doing. It's been very hard for me to actually have any sort of feelings towards people when it seems like everybody that was important to me is fucking dying.
Damn. Bro, this is sad. This is sad. Holy shit.
And so this, or leaving me, right? Or breaking up with me. So at a certain point, you just kind of get away from that. And then after that, we entered into, I would say, the third phase, which is the point where I lose the connection with myself. And I think that whenever I finally do that, I think that maybe one day I might be happy again. And what I mean by that is that I always worry about like dying and, you know, all this stuff and like how I'm, you know, like where do you go, what happens, right? And it would be very, very stressful for me. And I usually reassure myself by reminding myself that I'm just a hyper intelligent monkey that probably evolved too fast. And I think that we all are, by the way. It's not like I'm special. And that usually is oddly reassuring. But otherwise, it was very stressful for me, and I did think that I was farther along. I thought I would be okay with dying until I thought that I was dying, and then I realized that I wasn't as far along as I thought I was. Recently, whenever I had a blood pressure reading of 194, which is a high score so far, you know, at least so far. And so things have been improving since then, by the way. But anyway, this has been, you know, my life, and I stopped really caring about anything. I stopped caring about what happens to me. I stopped caring about what happens to other people. I stopped caring about what people think about me. And I felt that the more that I have, the more that I've cared about things, the more unhappy I've been as a person. And I think that this is true on like a base level. Is this some sort of pathological problem for me? I think
He overthinks everything. He overthinks everything. He really does. He overthinks everything. Oh, this is sad. Oh my God.
I think it probably is, but at the end of the day, this is the best way that I know to cope with it, right? And so, for me, the way that I live and everything is a manifestation of that. It's always been this way for me. My mom, like growing up, things were pretty messy, etc. But then, even now, things are worse than they ever have been in terms of like being messy. But you know, I never really think about it or worry about it because I'm just never really, it doesn't even cross my mind. I'm thinking about things that I want to think about. I'm doing things that I want to do.
Lady J for $6.99. He woke up one night to flames coming from his mom's room. She had been smoking while using an oxygen machine. Luckily, she didn't die then. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Holy shit. Holy shit. Thank you, Lady J, for the $6.99. I appreciate it.
And I never think about what other people think about me. I don't think about how it affects other people. I don't think about how they feel or anything like that. And it might sound like a bad thing, but it's made me a happier and more fulfilled person, not worrying about anybody else really other than myself unless I have to. And it's been very like weird for me getting older, especially, and you know, like having like priorities change in your life, and you know, having different things happen to you. And so I wanted to make this video and kind of like explain like kind of how I got to be this way, and hopefully a little bit of this can like explain.
Indifference is a superpower if you harness it right. I actually agree with you, Mex. I agree with you. It really is a superpower because you can overcare about things and it fucks you up in your life. You have to basically know what to care about and what not to care about, and understand things happen and you can't stop them. So there's no point in overthinking it. You just need to think about what you'll do when it happens. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one, Max.
Why do I behave this way? Why am I like this? Why do I have no
Dominic, he already said it, 34.
shame with things, right? It's because I've lived a life where I've tried desperately to hold on to any degree of dignity that I've had and anything that I've had, and it's just slowly been taken away from me. Whether it's myself, pieces of myself, other people, or the way that the world sees me. I think that the more that I've kind of just, you know, let things flow freely and not care about it, the more happy and content that I've been. And so it's an ongoing process, and began whenever I said, you know, I guess I said I was like 13, and you know, I guess the last thing for me to do is really to let go of myself and, you know, just finally be content with my own existence for the time that I exist. And I'm not really a religious person. I'm not a spiritual person either. I don't believe there's any light at the end of the tunnel. I definitely don't think so. And I just try to make the best of being in the tunnel.
I already know when I die, I'm haunting every single one of you. And God bless my husband. He's going to really get it. I am haunting every single one of you. Just know that. Cosmic commentary. Bet. No balls. I welcome the Xylie spirit. Hey, Mishi. Hey, Mishi, baby. Are you going to be a poltergeist throwing everything? Yes. Yes.
And so that's why I live the way that I do. That's why I do the things that I do. That's why I say the things that I do. That's why a lot of criticism and things like this, of course I don't like it. Of course I don't like it.
Hey, Penelope.
But it doesn't really emotionally affect me in the same way that I think it does for other people. And it used to affect me a lot more, but I've, gotten a little bit better at least at dealing with it. And so hopefully this can answer some questions and kind of give people a little bit more insight into my life and the kind of person I am. And that's pretty much about it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I have to cover.
Bro. Okay, all right, Penelope. I'm kind of busy right now, okay? I can't stop to love you. I'm kind of talking to people right now. Ma'am, could you please not? Okay, I get it. You love me. You obviously want something. Go ask your daddy. Your daddy's home from work today. Go bug him. Go bug your dad. Go on. Go bug your dad. Leave me alone. Penelope's being a brat. Oh, if I catch you in a haunted house, I can make money from that. Go for it, Xylie. Penelope is hungry. It's the pumpkin strat. Yeah, Penelope is, it's funny. Penelope is the one that she doesn't like to be held. She doesn't like to really be loved. But she is the very vocal one. You can literally have an argument with Penelope. It's amazing how she argues back in her shrill little voice. Her fat self. She's my fat baby. This my fat girl. Yeah, my fat girl. All right, let's keep going.
30-minute video. Actually, I was expecting it to be longer. So, that's my life story. That's what's happened to me in general. And that's why I am the way I am. And will I ever change? Maybe, maybe not, right? I mean, I
hope you get some help to change. Because you really do need to change. It's not a very healthy lifestyle that you're living. I mean, that extreme, yeah. You need some help, bro.
Honestly, making a lot of money on Twitch and, the notoriety and everything, people recognize you. I mean, I guess it's nice, right? And I mean, sometimes having money is way better than not having money. But in terms of having a lot of wealth, I live in my same house. I use my same desk. I, for a very long time drove my same car. I eat in the same places. I do the same things. I really haven't changed at all, honestly, ever since I was younger, ever since my streams got popular. And maybe one day I will, maybe one day I won't. At the end of the day, I think that one thing that I've always really kind of focused on and thought about a lot is that I have complete and absolute agency over my own life. I can do anything that I want to do, and I can not do anything that I don't want to do. And I think that's been a very comforting fact. And so people ask me, are you ever going to do this? It's not something I'm really thinking about changing right now, but in the future, I might change my mind. I just don't know yet. And so
I feel like he's starting to get it in his head that what he's doing is not good for himself. And this video, to me, this video is almost like him talking out the process. You know what I mean? Almost like a video diary type of thing. You write things in a diary and you're thinking out loud, but you're just writing it down. I feel like that's what this video is. He knows he needs to change, and maybe he's working it out in his head. Yeah, this video feels like a weird way to call for help even to himself. Yeah, in a way, yeah. He's working out the process of why he is the way he is. And recognizing he's the way he is today because of X, Y, and Z. It could be a turning point. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, I just try to live life and enjoy it and, be able to experience things for the way that they're meant to be experienced. And really, I don't care a whole lot about that either. I don't care about, going out or having certain life experiences or, oh, you'll regret this. Well, who cares if you regret this when you're old? You're about to die anyway. It doesn't even matter. And so I've never really felt that way. It's not in me. And so that's really my whole life. And that's why I live the way that I live. It's why I do things the way that I do things. And, maybe one day it'll change. Maybe one day it won't. Who the fuck knows? tune in next time to find out. So anyway, guys, hopefully this is a little bit more informative, etc. And shit, I got an early end for the day. We had to record something early, so I came home. I figured I'd record this, and it's only 6 p.m., and so I don't know what the hell to do with myself now. I'm not streaming. I'm going to go walk around my house like an NPC. And so, like, I don't know what to do. I'm probably going to go play video games. So anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching. Thanks for listening if you've gotten this far. And yeah, things have been going great for me recently. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's been so supportive and everything. And, you know, my best way that I can say thank you is by doing more of it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And that's about it. Peace.
That video that we just witnessed, that shit was kind of sad. And it actually answered a lot of questions. It answered a lot of questions of why he is the way he is. You know? It's really fucking sad, bro. Huh. I don't know. I hope he gets help. I think he definitely needs to get help. Definitely needs to get help. And I kind of hope he gets it, because here's the thing. Besides him doing that to himself, I actually like Asmongold. Like, when he gives takes on certain dramas or whatever, usually, not all the time, but then again, that's everybody's not all the time. He's usually on the money. You know, I like his commentary on stuff. Mad Max says, the best thing my dad ever did was let me go experience life. Yeah. Yeah. Olivia's like, besides the maggots, I think he's all right. True, Olivia. Very true. All right, well, I mean, that was Asmongold. That was some crazy shit we just saw. My God. I kind of hope he turns it around. I really do. Yeah, Mad Max, I kind of agree with you on that, but I think it's kind of too late for that now. You know? I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with him. All right. Well, I'm going to go. I got to get some stuff done. I'm going to send y'all to Tommy C. He's talking about FouseyTube. So, I'm going to send y'all over there. He'd be hard to stop if he didn't have... Oh, God. I don't need to hear about that lamp. Thank you. Ugh. Time for me to go make dinner, though. Can anyone undo the shackles holding me? You are undone, Olivia. You are no longer held captive. You have a great time. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great day, night, or evening. And go have fun in Tommy's chat. All right, see y'all later. Bye, everybody.